This video is supported in part by Retro Days, a place for nostalgia nerds to gather, share memories, chat, and engage. Go to retrodays.com or check their YouTube channel linked below.
Kool-Aid has brought back two of my favorite flavors from the late 80s and early 90s. We're going to see if these can bring a blast of nostalgia to my taste buds right now. Don't you know that you're a grown-up? No games, no puns. Not allowed if you're a grown-up. Hey there and welcome back to Gen X Grown Up. I'm John, I'm a Gen X Grown Up, and I want to thank you for checking out this video and the rest of the channel. You may be asking yourself, is he really going to do a video about Kool-Aid? Yeah, I really am. I know that Generation X does not have a monopoly on their love of Kool-Aid. All generations love Kool-Aid since it first came out in I think 30s or 40s or something, and it's not gone away. Everyone has had their favorite flavors. Now, some of my favorite flavors have been long since retired. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I had just graduated high school and I was kind of in my teens and early 20s. I'd moved out on my own for the first time and I found out that soda was too expensive, and so I started buying Kool-Aid regularly to have in my refrigerator. It was also about that same time that Kool-Aid decided to kind of mix it up a bit and try some radical new 90s flavors. They had Rock-A-Dile Red, Sharkleberry Fin, Great Blue Dini, and my favorite, Purplesaurus Rex. These were actually just kind of combinations of other flavors they already had, but bundled up in a new kind of retro, characterized. I think they were trying to make new mascots even. They had characters for each of these. And while all things come and go, I have longed for some of those old Kool-Aid flavors. Well, I'm in luck because Kool-Aid has just brought out Rock-A-Dile Red and Purplesaurus Rex. Apparently they knew it was my favorite, and I literally have not tried these flavors in 30 years? Do you realize 1990 is now 30 years ago? Holy. Whew. Okay, anyway, I haven't tried these at all. We're gonna try them for the first time here. These are 0 sugar, 5 calories per packet, and they're designed to go right into one of your regular water bottles. But we're gonna do something a little Gen X-y and special with it. We're gonna start with our Rock-A-Dile Red. Now this is supposed to be just kind of like a tropical punch or a fruit punch. They have these little individual sized packets, and rather than just dump it in our bottled water, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix it up for some double dose of nostalgia in my retro 1976 collectible King Kong glass. We actually did a whole episode about collectible glasses on our podcast. I'll put a link to that up in the corner if you're at all interested in listening to some more about these cool glasses. But so here goes our Rock-A-Dile Red, and some water. Yeah, wonderful. And give it a good stir. Oh, look at all those beautiful flavor crystals and particles. It just looks good for you, doesn't it? Okay, so let's get started. 30 years ago, I last had Rock-A-Dile Red. Let's see how it stands up. Wow. It tastes like a liquid sweet tart. Or no, Smarties. It tastes like Smarties. Like if you crumbled up 1,000 Smarties in a bottle of water. It is kind of like a tropical fruit punch. Look at me swishing around my mouth like I'm doing a wine tasting. It's very sugary. Even though it has 0 sugar in it, they sweeten it great. And it tastes like tropical punch or fruit punch with a little more fruity mango kind of thing to it. Man, that tastes like 1990. Okay, let's move on then to Purplesaurus Rex. And I had mentioned mascots. Look, there's Purplesaurus Rex himself right on the cover. Was Rock-A-Dile on here? I think surely he must have been. Oh yeah. There's the rocking out kind of lizard or whatever he is on the Rock-A-Dile, and Rex is right on the cover of this one too. All right, let's crack into this guy, just like the other one. Individual packets, which is really convenient for a bottled water, but we instead are going to use our vintage 1982 Pac-Man collector's glass. Love it. Okay. Oh, it's wonderfully kind of powder blue. Oh, it's almost black. Reminds me of Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Look how dark it is. And get it stirred up. Now this one's a little more powdery. It's not as chunky. It stirs a little, mixes in a bit easier. Okay, all BS aside, the reason I'm recording this video is because I've been waiting 30 years to try Purplesaurus Rex. I've missed it so much. I hope it stays on the market, so let's see if it's everything I remember. By the way, Purplesaurus is supposed to be a mix of grape and lemonade, I think, was what they said. So, let's see. That is great. I mean, it's not a great flavor. It perfectly transports me back to, you know, my first place living by myself and being cheap and broke and it has that grape flavor, obviously. Has like there's that bite of the lemonade that goes with it, just really nails that flavor. Wow, man, I hope this stays on the market and this is just a flash in the pan. These retro flavors, they're available now on Amazon. I'll throw a link down below this video if you want to click on it and take a look. You're welcome to. Otherwise, just, you know, if you haven't tried these ever, give it a shot, man. It was definitely a sign of the time in the 90s to kind of radicalize things and mash them up and make something crazy out of it. But one of the great things that came out of that era of bananas activities was Purplesaurus Rex, and of course Rock-A-Dile, Charcoalberry, and the others. Okay, all right. You can stop watching me drink Kool-Aid now. I really hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I'll talk to you next time. Cheers.
GenXGrownUp is dedicated to bringing you new Generation X inspired videos every week. Here are a couple more you can watch right now, but for even more, subscribe and enable those notifications. And if you love what we do, we invite you to support us over on Patreon. And of course, your feedback in the comments and a quick thumbs up are always appreciated.